Before we begin this extraordinary story, take a moment to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. Because what you're about to hear is not just a story, it's an experience. It's a journey into what happens when the most unexpected person receives the most unexpected second chance from someone who could have easily driven past, but didn't. This is a tale of pain, fate, silence, kindness, and a million-dollar decision that changed more than one life. It starts in Los Angeles, but the ripple effects? They echo far beyond one city, one man, or even one moment. It was a Wednesday morning like any other. The sun had just started to climb across the downtown skyline. The streets were already alive, horns honking, crosswalks blinking, people rushing past each other, headphones in, eyes down, minds focused on everything except what was right in front of them. That's the thing about big cities. People become invisible, especially those who've lost their place in the world. Among the moving crowd, in the shadow of a broken wall smeared with graffiti, sat a man named Daniel. You wouldn't have noticed him. Few ever did. His hoodie was torn, his jeans were soaked from last night's rain, and his shoes had no soles left. His beard was overgrown, his skin burned by sun and rough nights. He wasn't yelling, wasn't begging, wasn't holding a cardboard sign asking for help. He just sat still, as if the world had pressed pause on his story. At the same time, a few miles away, Elon Musk was in the back seat of a Tesla Model X, reading a presentation on his tablet. He was scheduled to meet with a group of investors, pitch an update on a Mars module, and later tour a battery production facility. His calendar was, as usual, packed down to the last minute. But something odd happened. As they drove past a detour near Skid Row, Elon glanced out the window and froze. He saw Daniel. Just for a second. Something about the man's posture, so still, so tired, so human, made Elon tap the glass. "Stop the car," he said. His assistant looked confused. "Sir, we're already running late." But Elon's voice was calm, steady. "Just stop." The car pulled over. Elon stepped out, alone. His security team scrambled to follow, unsure of what was going on. But by then, Elon had already crossed the sidewalk. People stared. Someone gasped. A woman pulled out her phone to record. But Elon wasn't there for the cameras. He walked straight to Daniel, knelt down, and sat beside him on the cold sidewalk. Daniel blinked in confusion. He didn't recognize the man next to him, not at first. "What's your name?" Elon asked softly. "Daniel," came the reply, his voice raspy and slow. "Do you mind if I sit with you for a while?" Daniel shrugged. "I don't own the sidewalk." Elon smiled. The two sat there in silence for a moment, surrounded by traffic, footsteps, and murmurs. "I'd like to hear your story," Elon said. Daniel looked at him suspiciously, unsure of why this stranger cared. But something in Elon's eyes didn't feel like pity. It felt like sincerity. And so, Daniel spoke. He told Elon about his life, about being a college graduate in computer science, about landing a decent job in a tech firm in San Diego. He talked about his mother, who raised him alone after his father disappeared, about how she was his rock, his reason to keep pushing forward. And then came the storm. His mother fell ill with cancer. The treatments drained everything. Daniel worked 2 jobs to keep up, but it wasn't enough. She passed away quietly in a hospital bed. 2 weeks later, Daniel lost his job during a company-wide layoff. Rent piled up, bills overflowed. He moved out of his apartment and into his car. Then the car broke down. And slowly, the world closed in. Job interviews turned into rejections. His clothes became worn, his phone stopped working, and people started looking past him as if he wasn't there at all. "I wasn't a drug addict," he said. I wasn't a criminal. I was just unlucky and alone. Elon listened to every word. He didn't interrupt. He didn't lecture. When Daniel finished, Elon asked one final question. If you had the chance, would you try again? Daniel looked him in the eye. I never stopped trying. I just ran out of tools. Elon stood up, reached into his pocket, and handed Daniel a business card. Come to this address tomorrow. Ask for me. And with that, he walked away, leaving Daniel sitting there in shock, wondering if it was real. The next morning, Daniel showed up at a sleek Tesla office in downtown LA. He wore the cleanest clothes he had. A receptionist greeted him, already aware of who he was. Soon, Daniel was ushered into a private meeting room, where Elon Musk himself was waiting. On the table was a manila folder. Inside, documentation for a $1 million fund in Daniel's name, no strings attached. Elon explained, "This isn't charity, it's investment in you. Rebuild your life, take care of yourself." And so began a transformation that no one saw coming. Daniel got therapy, he rented a small apartment, he bought clothes, food, and the one thing he'd missed the most, a working laptop. He studied day and night, and slowly he started coding again. He didn't want to waste the opportunity. But more than that, he didn't want to be the only one helped. Within 6 months, he launched a digital platform called Second Spark. The idea was simple: connect homeless individuals with free training in coding, digital marketing, design, and tech support, fields that didn't require degrees, just skills and passion. He used part of Elon's fund to rent a space, hire a few volunteers, and equip 10 workstations. The project grew fast. Elon quietly backed him again with additional mentorship and exposure. Soon, news outlets picked up the story. Homeless man helped by Elon Musk launches tech academy for the streets. But Daniel stayed humble. He continued walking the same neighborhoods, meeting the people still out there, reminding them that they weren't broken. They were just waiting for someone to believe in them. 1 year after that fateful sidewalk meeting, Daniel stood on stage at a national tech conference. His hair was cut, his clothes professional, but his voice still soft. He shared his story with an audience of thousands, and when he finished, the entire room gave him a standing ovation. Elon, sitting in the front row, smiled with quiet pride. But it didn't stop there. Daniel's story inspired legislation in California that increased tech training grants for the homeless. His company expanded to 4 cities. Over 1,200 people have graduated from his program, many now working for companies like Google, Amazon, and yes, Tesla. But whenever people ask him about that $1 million, Daniel always says the same thing. The money helped, yes, but the real gift, it was being seen. And now, as you sit with this story, remember this. In a world that moves so fast, it's easy to ignore the people we pass every day. But behind every pair of tired eyes, every silent figure on a bench is a life waiting for a spark, a story waiting to be heard. And sometimes, the smallest act of attention becomes a miracle. If this story touched you, inspired you, or even just reminded you to pause and look at the world around you with kinder eyes, then please subscribe to our channel. Share this story. Let it travel. Because kindness is real. And when you believe in people, even the ones the world forgets, amazing things happen.